Hi and welcome to Kochana Studio Podcast. My name is Kate. I am nail champion, nail educator and nail tech with over 15 years of experience. And today with me is Amber.
Hello, my name is Amber. I'm the executive assistant here at Kochana and I'm also an educator for Kochana Professional. So today we're talking about a topic that a lot of nail techs are afraid to admit, and that is that the e-file is a little bit scary sometimes. So today we're going to talk about a few tips that might make you feel more confident and safe when you're using the e-file, because it is such an amazing tool.
Yes, and actually, to be honest, this episode is inspired by a real life case. So the last time we had a situation in our shop that the boyfriend came to the shop and say, my girlfriend is really afraid to work with the electric file. Do you have any tips or some advices how to work correctly? So that's, to be honest, inspired us to do this episode, because we know this electric file is amazing. It's amazing as a tool, but of course it can be used, it can be misunderstood and can be used sometimes as a guessing, sometimes, you just use randomly, you think it's correct, but it's actually not. So we decided to give you kind of like, we go through some tips, tricks, some hacks, proper knowledge for you. Just to be sure, it will make it easier for you. Okay, so
why do you think that nail techs are afraid of the e-file?
I think the main thing for you is that you actually put pressure on yourself, that you're afraid that you damage the natural nail. I think this is the first case that you don't know when to stop. Especially when you remove the product, you kind of remove the product, you don't know when to stop, when is actually the product is gone, and when the natural nail is appeared, that you don't know where exactly what pressure to put. Yes, so it's actually like a real damage of the nail. Yeah,
I see that quite a lot on the courses as well, when we're using our little tips to remove.
Yes.
I always say, like, if you feel like you've gone too far, just stop. And you can always just use the hand file,
exactly,
to take that pressure off of going too close.
Yes. Another thing, I think it's clients. It's clients put pressure on you. How many times that happened that client comes to you and say, when they look at you, like you pick up the electric file, and they look at you and they like, no, please, just don't use this machine, because they had a bad experience. They had some trauma from other salons. So that could be also a pressure on you, that you straight away, you kind of like, you do it right. You know how to work with the electric file. But when somebody, when somebody say that had a bad experience, you feel kind of like, oh my God, what now? What if I do? And she will feel this little bit something not right. It's actually put pressure on you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another thing also is when you actually don't have a training done. Like lots of nail techs work without training in electric file, yeah? So you kind of like watch videos, watch YouTubes, TikToks, and then you kind of feel like, yeah, I know how to use it. And then you kind of don't have enough knowledge, and you kind of work with the electric file guessing that, oh yeah, this is right.
Yeah.
So this can happen also. And another thing, I think, lack of experience. Yeah. Unfortunately, everything what comes in the nail industry with the treatments, it is based on your experience. More you doing, more confident you feel. So it's not something magically like you come for a course and then we explain you how to use it. You will get proper knowledge, but then you come back home and this is really on you, how much you practice. How often do you practice? More practice definitely give more confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I remember my very first course.
Yes.
Do you remember the first time using the e-file?
The first
Yourself?
time, to be honest, I started using e-file without the course first,
Okay.
So I was this nail tech that was actually guessing on the beginning.
Yeah.
So yes, and then when I had the course done in electric file, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Everything like becomes like really clear. You think you know how to use it, and then during the course you're like, okay, wow.
Yeah, I remember the first time I didn't even know how to hold it. I was
Yes.
so afraid of it.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I could do it in my sleep.
Yes.
It is all practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely is.
So can you tell me a little bit about any of the basics that you need to know about the e-file?
Okay, so just a quick reminder for you about the electric file that if you would like to dig in a little bit more detailedly about the electric file, we did previously very nice episode about electric file, so you are very welcome to watch that. But just a little reminder. Every electric file machine can be different, okay? They can look different, but mainly they have the same function, yeah? So they have on and off. So always remember when you start working, we on, stop working, we off. We turn off the electric file. Another thing, you have a forward, reverse rotation. Forward is mainly designed for right-handed people, reverse for left-handed people, especially in the removal part. In the cuticle part, everything that you work from right to the left, it's on forward, from left to the right is the reverse rotation. Another thing we have in the electric file, you have usually, most of the electric files, they have also kind of like the part that you can plug in the foot pedal in the back usually, or somewhere in the electric file, you can plug in the foot pedal. So then if you have this option, make sure you switch the electric file to work with the hand. If you control electric file with your hand, if you will press accidentally on the switch to the food, everything is food these days in my head, after the Christmas, the food option, then the electric file doesn't work, okay? So you have to be sure that you switch on hand so you have full control over it. Another thing, on the electric file, you will have a speed control. Yes, so, or you have a little controller like a roundy one, or like a zip liner that shows you what level of speed you are working at the moment. Yes, so always make sure you use correct speed. Removal part over 20,000, and cuticle depends what part, what type of cuticle bit you use. Between 5 and 15,000 is usually the speed we are working on.
Yeah, because there's so many different bits you can use in your machine.
Yes.
So would you talk us through some of the bits and what they're good for?
Yes, which one is which one, actually. Yes, so I know this is also the problem for people who struggle with the electric file. It's kind of like you have so many bits available on the market.
Yeah, it's overwhelming to know where to start, isn't
Exactly. Yeah. So even like, for example, in our shop on the website, you will see when you go to removal beads, loads. Cuticle beads, even more. Okay, so what is the most important? When you start and you don't feel comfortable, don't overthink about the beads. When you get comfortable, then you can start experiment a little bit. You can buy different beads. But on the beginning, when you start working with electric file, you mainly need 2-3 beads, that's max. For removal, you will need a 1 bead, okay? And then we have different shapes, so really depends on your preferences. Some beads can be bigger, more kind of like looks chubby, like a barrel shape, and then we have a beads like a cones, yes, a little bit skinnier. Sometimes they are very pointy, yes. We have like a cone shape, so it really depends what you will feel kind of more comfortable, yes. Mainly think about what technique you mostly do, what treatments you mostly do. Do you do hard gels, or do you do extensions with acrylics, or do you do mostly soft builder gels, okay? So then you need to just choose removal bead related to the treatment you do. So you will know that as the removal beads are described, the strength of them is described by these colorful bands: red, blue, green. Red, soft builders or gel polish. Blue, gel extensions, and also it's okay for soft builders. And then green, it's a coarse bead, it's strong, usually mainly designs for acrylics techniques, okay? So if you work with biab mainly, because most of you I know is a very trendy, so if you do with biab, blue bead, it's perfect for that, red or blue. Red is softer, blue is a little bit stronger, okay? So both of this will be okay for that. And then with the cuticle beads, with the cuticle beads, mainly I could recommend for you, or choose 1 bead that is a flat cone. So it's like a cone, but it's a flat on the top, like a magic trio. Will push back the cuticles, lift the cuticle, and clean the nail plate. Or you can use a flame bead, okay? So this is 2 most popular beads. But if you use a flame bead, you need extra tool, you need cuticle pusher. So first of all, you have to push back the cuticles, and then you clean the space between skin and the nail with the flame bead. So this or this, you don't need to work with both of them. okay? Sometimes, even if you watch my videos or other educators' videos, you see they use this one first, then this one, then the last one ball, you know? You can, this is no problem. But like I said, if you are a beginner or you struggle, too much is overwhelming. So try to focus on one specific beat, master this, and then start experimenting and to choose different techniques. So or flat cone first, or cuticle pusher plus a flame beat. And then if you like the extra beat, I would recommend as a third beat, I would recommend a ball, okay? Ball, it's kind of like for you just a smoothing, it's extra. You cannot, to be honest, do any harm with that beat, okay? Because you work they very soft, you work very softly, mainly focus first on the hard parts, usually they are in the corners here. Focus on that and then you will see how the ball works, so then you will build your confidence as well. So mainly these 3 beats, 1 removal, 1 cuticle beat, and maybe extra if you really want, try the ball.
Lovely. And there's different styles of removal bits. There's barrels and there's cones, and then maybe with the cuticle bits, we could do like a little starter kit. So what's your 3 top cuticle bits?
For the cuticle
for
bits.
beginners, do you think?
Yes, for beginners, if you really want to kind of like set up your kit, so I would say this flat cone number 1, then a flame, it's number 4. I like it. We have more different sizes, but I would say this one is really kind of neutral. It's not too big, not too small, so number 4, and then number 14. Especially if you beginner. The number 14, it's a ball, but it's a big ball, okay? Big one, so it's kind of like, it's really hard with this ball to touch the nail plate. It sounds kind of like, okay, it's big, so it's easy to touch, but it's actually not. The big size, it makes, with the bigger beats, cuticle beats, bigger beat, slower speed. So with the cuticle beats, you work anyway nice and slow, but bigger it is, like this ball, number 14, is huge. It's the biggest beat of all of our Kohana beats. So if you go on the skin, you work really slowly. So even if you touch a nail plate a little bit, you won't damage because it is big and it's very slow to work with. So that would be my 3. Number 1, number 4, and number 14.
Lovely. Mm-hmm. So what other things do you have to be careful of when you're working with the e-file?
Yes, so other things what can happen, and yeah, we had this funny situation. That time was very stressful, but I remember, for example, and I always, when I see students on the course, when they sit as well, I see myself when this happened to me. For example, when you have long hair and they just hanging over. You work with e-file and it's very easy that they can actually, you know, and then e-file works so fast, it's so painful.
That happened to me as well.
Yes, it's so stressful and painful. Another thing what can happen is when you use gloves that are a little bit too big. The same story. You hold the hand, you work with the electrified, and you can actually really easily to catch the glove. And this the same happened like with the hair. It's actually stuck, yeah?
And anything that happens like that with the e-file is very dramatic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very fast
Yes.
and it's scary. So yeah, just be careful.
Exactly, yes. Another thing what can happen, the customer can move. So not even from your side, you will do everything correctly. So it's very good if you explain the client, please don't move, okay? Please don't move because I use sharp tools, so I don't want to damage you, so please don't move. Sometimes they can sneeze or something. I had the situation when I was working with the flame bead. So flame bead is very sharp on the top, and the lady actually sneezed, and yeah, I actually stabbed her. I could say I stabbed her, and she was older lady, so you can just imagine the drama. Like actually she didn't feel anything, but I think maybe with the age as well, maybe she was taking medications or something, the bleeding. Oh my God, I actually felt like a butcher. Yeah, terrible, terrible, but no, nothing happened, and she was okay. It just shows how dramatic can be and stressful for me. That was a really stressful situation.
So is there any ways you think are good to practice to get you through those
Yes.
kind of nerves?
Yes. So first of all, when you start practice, so that's good for everyone actually who is afraid. So that's when this boyfriend came, isn't it? It was kind of like, you feel sorry for that girl. Yes, I know it can be stressful on the beginning. So first, when you practice, you can, for example, apply product on the little tips. You know, the tips what we have for practice, they are on the sticks. So you can apply product on the tips. You have builder gels or hard gels, even acrylic, whatever techniques you use, and then practice on that. It is a little bit different than finger, but it gives you some kind of like sensation of it. Yes, so that's the first thing, how you can practice. Another thing, if you would like to practice pressure, you can practice on hard-boiled eggs, on the eggshell when it's there, but boil them first, okay? Because if you put too much pressure, yeah, it can be messy. So eggshell is very good, or kiwi. I've seen it kiwi as well. On the kiwi, I know the girls practice the cuticle work. So nicely you can see how softly you have to be. Another thing also, I would advise you to find a friend or some family member, whoever you feel comfortable with, and somebody who have time for you, can sit for you, so you can actually take time. You can and you can practice. Okay, try the techniques. Try to actually remove the product. Do the cuticle work on somebody who gives you time to do it. And don't judge you. Don't talk to you. You can just focus and practice. Another thing, practice on yourself as well, because you will feel everything. You will feel, you can control the angle, you can control the speed, you can control the pressure. So this is really good to practice on yourself also.
Mm-hmm. And if you're removing something like a gel polish, because usually these are our first courses that we do, always use a soft band, a red band.
Exactly.
When you're removing, because then you have a little bit more control, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So yes, especially when you're beginner and you mainly work with gel polish or with the buy-up, red would be very good, because red, it is softer bead on removal. So that would be very good. And then another thing, when you ask, oh, I don't know, is it enough or is it okay? Should I stop now or should I keep going? I don't know. Is this still product on the nail plate? If you don't know, is it still product left, you can always use cleaner number 1. It's our dehydrator in the bottle with the little brush. Looks like a primer, so it has a little brush, but it's a cleaner number 1. And then brush on the nail, and then you will see if the natural nail is there, natural nail plate, it will be very matte. If the product is still left over, it will be shiny. So this is a sign for you where the product is still left over.
It's a good tip.
Yeah. Another thing also as well, we should work with electric file
Intentionally?
Intentionally, yes. Don't guess how to practice that. Use a marker. When you have product to remove, just for example, say like, now I will remove product from the middle. Color that with the marker, just the middle part, and remove, and see how many times you can keep going and what happened with the marker, okay? Then you say like, oh, now I will remove the sides on the surface, yes? Marker that side and this side, and file in there and see. Then you say like, oh, maybe free edge. Marker on the free edge, you need to kind of like work intentionally, not guessing, okay? So the marker technique will definitely help in that. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like, don't forget, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. I wish you a lovely day and chat to you soon.